Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you
now, bonjour to the online world. So, we have been discussing about the classification understanding, and today we will deep dive into the understanding of CPC, that is the Cooperative Patent Classification, and it has a lot of depth as compared to the IPCs. The one which we are going to talk about is the symbol which we are going to utilize is uh, H. H in okay. Now we are orchestrating a smart contract around the letter H, where the letter H is not a house number. Letter H is not hatch. Hatch is a five-letter word, that is HATCH. I will. Okay, give me a moment. Let's. So, we are orchestrating smart contracts around the letter H. Okay, this is done. Okay, so first and foremost, we will deep dive into the understanding of the letter H and how it can be coded for one of the use case purpose for smart understanding of the usage of how the garbage, which is the offline garbage, I'm not talking about the data garbage because data is garbage right now. How the offline garbage is being smartly put into circular economy. That is the need of the hour, which is at SOS. Having said that, the letter H, in terms of understanding of the innovation sector, the invention sector, it is to do with the understanding of electricity. Now, very smartly, or I would rather say over smartly, few of the stakeholders globally have taken the number which is allocated with the electricity, and there is a lot of tampering of the electricity grid at the back end without the consent of the owner of that particular property in the offline world. I'll give you one example. When there is any kind of recording of a property, which is, I would say, let's stick property, object, there can be multiple words which can orchestrate and be understood in a manner in which it has to be understood, because the offline world is mimicking the online world, and there's a lot of chaos in terms of understanding of the entropy. Most of the non-science people have no understanding what entropy is all about. Forget about talking about terms and conditions with them. So what has been done? Let's talk about Delhi, New Delhi, which is supposed to be the capital of India right now, at least on the timeline of 2025. But yes, there are a few other states, they think that they are better than Delhi. That is their way of understanding. But Delhi is the capital. All the central decisions are taken from the main city. So that is Delhi, New Delhi. Now, over the years, what has been done, just for one particular stakeholder to be understood in the manner it was understood, they started giving in. So there's, in some places in Delhi, New Delhi, there's no cognizance of as to how electricity is being distributed. There is no cognizance as to how water is distributed. There is no cognizance of so many aspects, because the population of Delhi itself is huge. I mean, it's that huge that it is more than some of these small countries, or I would say islands, in the world right now. So the point I'm trying to make here is, because the understanding of blockchain is so less, I mean, it's minuscule as far as blockchain is concerned, but folks who thought that they understand blockchain tech because they read few of the papers, maybe of their professors or whatever the orchestration was in their early 2000. But blockchain is much more than this. Blockchain was always to overcome corruption. Blockchain was always to develop the new world order. Blockchain was always to give the stage to folks, to enterprises, to operators, having a very, very solid, if I talk about the core, historical data set, environmental data set, and the others, which is very dynamic in nature. Now, what happened with this understanding of Delhi, New Delhi, and particularly with the advent of this particular app called Airbnb and the others, which are actually doing nothing. They're just building, they don't own anything, but they are minting from the data of what is being procured by them at any given point of time. So what all these Airbnbs and the like, so this business model is, you are, or the third party is lending their property for stay, which in some cases includes XYZ. Let's not even talk about XYZ. It includes from tailor-made services. Tailor-made services could range from the cleaning, including the electricity bill and the like. Now, if this understanding of the model of Airbnb and the like, you look into countries like USA, Europe, and the others, you would have, there are a lot of new structure, news, I'm not talking about new, I'm talking about the new structure that it has been reported, because a part of the use case study of blockchain at one point of time was, for the mining process, a lot of energy is required, so you need those GPUs and the others and the like. Honestly, that's a fallacy. That is one way of the operator group trying to operate the blockchain for their own ulterior motive, or I don't want to get into the Latin words right now, but they just wanted to figure out and deploy their technology for the advancement of how the tech world has to evolve. So at any given point of time, on any particular day, lot of technologies, in the name of technology, a lot of technologies, a lot of fake research, a lot of research base, which is not even a research, even when a lot of USDT, stable coins, fiat currency is invested in that particular research. So basically, what is research? Research is a topic given to academia that this is our pain point. We want folks to research on this. But the alignment and the bridging of the gap is minuscule in terms of the understanding of the protocol requirements. And particularly, I can vouch for this because I've traveled extensively just to understand these protocols. And in the whole set of academia, only one person, they are based out in Hong Kong. At least they have little bit understanding of what the protocol is around the technological landscape, which can be utilized for the betterment of the society. At the same point of time, any patent application states or the basis or the framework is, I mean, it is apposita. A person skilled in the art should be able to replicate that. But if it is a trade secret, you should be smart enough to have the defensive publication, which I personally believe in all capacity is one of the greatest asset for any of the enterprises, stakeholders, operators, or a group of operators to take the new world order to the next level. And here, what happened in Delhi perhaps was electricity bill till certain units was free. Free means absolutely free. And that data set was obviously given because there's no GDPR as such in the country. And since there's no GDPR, it was just given for free by utilizing the framework of the telcos, which was developed over the years. And telco is not being developed overnight. It takes a lot of brain, it takes a lot of resources, it takes a lot of investment, not only from the government point of view, but from the regulatory point of view also. And I can vouch for this because I'm not getting into the 90s, but I just wanted to talk about the facts here. I entered the patenting world joyfully, forcefully, or whatever that force was, somewhere in the year 2006. Never looked back. It's almost 20 plus years officially. And I personally orchestrated and frameworked a lot of tech around not only 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G. We did a lot of work, and particularly that work was, I won't even say the word outsource, it was just a research work or research papers coming from different universities of Malaysia. And that itself was very enticing. It was very deep, or I would rather say deep tech already has been developed. What we are doing is just playing around what is already there in the public domain. A lot of work which I had done is not in the public domain, so it's kind of a trade secret for those colleges and stuff, because there are a lot of funded colleges in the in Malaysia itself, which is MOU between countries. So a lot of good work had been done in those years. But now, when we talk about smart contracts and the stuff which I personally am an inventor of the same, we are changing, or it has already been changed because we already have submitted the use case studies around it, that the electricity bill, let's take it absolute zero, because that's the easy way to negate the blunders done by just giving out the data for free. And particularly, let's look into these hashtags, not hashtags per se, but the understanding of the nomenclature, which I believe is very important for the folks who are trying to develop the smart contracts, where electricity is not harvested the way it has been harvested over the years. And particularly, we are negating the Tesla laws. So for the transmission of digital information, the tagging part is H04L. Then we have H04L 1/00, which is arrangement for detecting or preventing errors in the information received. So if there's any error, that has to be tagged around detecting or preventing around H04L 1/00. Then we have multiple use of the transmission path. Path is Jalan, uh, and that is H04L 5/00. Then I'm not getting into transformer and the receiver. I wanted to discuss one particular. Okay, we have this where we have these digital signatures. So wherever digital signature is involved, it is H04L9/3247 that is involving digital signatures. I'm not getting into the other scheme understanding. So there's something called as blind signatures also. I can deep dive into this. Uh, Blind signatures is perhaps H04L9/3257. And when we talk about H04L9/32, it includes means for verifying the identity or authority of the candidate of the system for the message authentication, example authentication, entity authentication, data integrity or data verification, key authentication, and verification of credentials. So a lot of folks in the business world, in the different world, they fake their degrees or they fake the kind of work they have been doing. So deploying these measures can be a good process for due diligence and the like. So look into this. I'll just talk about this aspect and then probably maybe I'll come live in a while again. Okay, so we are talking about blind signature here, and that is basically RSA flavor. How does it work? So whatever the matter is being written on the document, take it as a message, small letter M, and then pick a random R and compute where M is equal to M dot, okay, I don't want to get into this random garbage. The signature is valid. Okay. So basically, blind signature, I'll just talk about the data sets. I'm not getting into the formula because we can always change the formula in a smart contract. So the signer or the candidate learns nothing about the content or the final signature. And after the interaction, you can't produce K+1 valid signatures, and you cannot link with the later revealed, and it cannot be linked to the signing session. So say for example, digital cash. I think as I have been part of these protocols for a while, I have those digital cash which was launched by these banks, and I still have it. I haven't utilized it. It was from Yes Bank in India. So there's something called a digital cash. That is, the bank signs a coin that it has never seen, so it cannot trace your spending. Then there is oh, this is nice, e-voting. We folks don't understand this, but there's something called as the election authority signs your ballot without knowing your vote. So it guarantees that nobody knows about it. Then privacy pause is proving that you are human. And right now, yesterday I was seeing that there are some application which states that above 13 it's okay to use the platform. So I'm not very sure if there is consensus on that in terms of the ITU protocols as to what can be utilized over the internet. Then we have so this is something we have been working on some of our smart contracts, but the due diligence point right now is to understand the assumptions of RSA, which is of old world order. We need to provide new kind of understanding to the RS itself. Thank you for watching this out, and we'll come online in a while again and talk about the other aspects of what needs to be discussed as far as smart contract understanding is, in terms of particularly the signature part, because that's very important.